because you're not even listening to me.
No, I'm listening to you.
No, but I'm asking you for a response, and you're not giving me a response.
Right, well, I don't answer questions, sir.
You don't what?
I don't answer questions.
But you just answered the question, so how do you not answer questions?
I don't answer questions, sir.
No, listen. If I committed a crime, I will give you my ID. That's what reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime. I was standing on that sidewalk, sir.
I am asking you to identify.
Not going to.
I am asking
At
you.
this point, I plead the
identify
fifth.
yourself.
No further questions. Unless I'm going to be arrested, I will identify myself. And then I will report you.
am-
What's your badge number, first of all?
Can I get your ID?
For what? No, I don't get it unless I.
Trespassing right now.
No, I only give it if I commit a crime.
Okay, well you are a suspect in a crime.
No, actually I'm not.
I will take your ID. That is lawful.
That's a lawful order?
Yes,
I don't have ID on me.
You're asking for my ID. Is it because I'm on private property or is it because I'm suspicious?
Because you're called here for a suspicious person, that's why that works.
Okay, then I don't wish to identify myself.
Welcome back to CT3, Best ID Refusals. We break down the best ways to refuse unlawful ID requests and expose police overreach so you know exactly how to handle yourself when cops push past your rights. Stay sharp and stand your ground.
I'm just taking pictures of the public building, that's all.
Why?
I'm just doing a story.
Like, story about what? Well, like.
Do a story of there.
Come on, I just gotta talk to you.
Sure.
You live in Marlboro or what?
Hmm?
You live in Marlboro?
I'm a New Jersey resident.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm here, you know.
Okay.
Wait, what's your name, sir?
Officer Murdoch.
Badge number 130?
Oh, right, okay, I see it. Come on, step outside. Let's step outside.
Well, let me ask you, what are you filming for?
Oh, I'm doing a story. I was telling him I'm doing a story.
On what?
On the building, on, you know, just not just here. I was at the municipal
police
area.
area,
Yeah. I'm also gathering some stuff, you know, some content, you know.
What are you doing the filming for?
For? Oh, you know, the whole Marlboro community.
Do you have an ID on this so we know who we're talking to?
Oh, you said you want us to talk outside, right? Yeah, no problem. All right. So yeah, so can I help you guys?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you have an idea of what's going on, right?
Yeah.
All right, so.
So I need your ID so I can actually identify who I'm speaking to.
Well, my name is Sergio.
Okay.
That's my Sergio.
Sergio.
Well, that's all you gotta know, right, Sergio?
No, I need to know your first name and last name.
Why you need to know my information, sir?
Because I need to verify that I'm speaking to a real person. That's
I am a real person.
Yeah. Well, I need a person with
Sergio is only your
documentation.
first name.
All right.
Right.
I don't know your last name.
Well, what do you need it
That's why
for,
we're
sir?
asking you.
I haven't done anything, right?
So say
Because you
say
asked me
something
what
goes
my name
sideways.
was.
Yeah. So say
Right.
something goes sideways down the line, and so you got a library right down the street.
Okay.
Say you get into an altercation with somebody at the library.
All right.
You know, and the only description that they give me is that there was a Hispanic appearing male, had tattoos on his arms, red shirt, blue jeans, white sneakers.
Okay. What does that have to do with anything?
Hang on. Let me go.
Let him finish.
Yeah, before you
Sure.
interrupt me.
No problem.
So that call goes out over the radio. At like say this interaction's over and I let you
I'm
go.
gonna move over this because the sun
Okay.
is blocking me.
Alright,
There you go.
fine. But say I let that interaction go by
Okay.
and I don't get any identification.
All
Say
right.
you assault that person.
All right.
You actually commit a crime. You hurt them. They got to go to the hospital. We need to bring criminal charges against that person. Correct?
So do you stop?
No, hang on.
Okay.
But would you, if you were that person that had been assaulted, would you want criminal charges pressed against whoever had assaulted you, matching that description? Guy in the red shirt, blue jeans, white shorts, Hispanic-looking male with the tattoos and whatnot. Would you like that to happen to that person that potentially assaulted you?
You done talking, sir, or?
No. I'm asking you for an answer because you're not even listening to me.
No, I'm listening to you.
No. But I'm asking you for a response. And you're not giving me a response.
Right. Well, I don't answer questions, sir.
You don't what?
I don't answer questions.
But you just answered the question. So how do you not answer questions?
I don't answer questions, sir.
Okay.
Can you answer me a question though?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you go anywhere and do you ask everybody for an ID?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Is this a stopping an ID as identified state? Is it?
No, basically what we're asking you is not everybody walks up and down
Right.
going into public buildings, filming just certain things, and then just walking out and then walking down the road and filming the grounds and everything else like that. So, it's
So is
suspicious.
that I mean, is it illegal, sir?
It's not illegal, but
Right.
it's
So
suspicious.
suspicious.
So we're asking you.
So you're going off by
who we are.
suspicious.
Yes, we're suspicion. That's what we do. That's what we do for a living.
Is suspicion a felony?
Hang on a second. You're asking a question. I'm going to give you an answer.
Right.
It's a community caretaking issue.
Okay.
So I'm asking you a question, and now I'm asking you to identify yourself.
Right. Can I
Okay.
speak now, sir?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
speak now.
Well, I don't need to identify myself because I haven't committed any crime. Right.
just
Do you
told
suspect
you,
me any of
we-
committing?
I am checking into a suspicious incident.
Okay.
I came across you, suspicious person. Now I'm asking that suspicious person for
Right.
their identification.
Right. And I told you my purpose.
Okay.
What I'm here. I'm here gathering some
That's
content.
fine.
Right.
You did not give me your identification.
But you, don't, sir, you don't need it because I haven't done anything illegal.
You are acting suspicious. I didn't say you did anything illegal.
Oh, you're
You did-
recording too.
listen to me.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Thank you,
we're-
thank you.
I've been recording since I'm
Oh,
in-
thank you.
Definitely, we're both recording.
Okay.
So-
Appreciate that. Thank you.
That's fine because nothing is happening. We're asking you some questions. You're asking us some questions.
Right.
We're asking you some questions.
Right.
Right now, you're not giving answers.
Sir, you asked me what I'm doing here. I told you what I was doing here.
You're only
Correct?
giving the answers that
Right.
you want to give, Sergio.
Sir,
You're
but I don't
only
have to
giving the
identify
answers-
myself. I don't have to
Well,
identify
let me ask
myself.
you. I don't have to identify myself either.
Sir, it's your policy to identify yourself.
Okay, it is?
Yes.
Okay.
You've read
Isn't
the
it?
rules and regulations.
You read the
Marlboro
rules and
Township.
For New Jersey?
regulations of
Yes.
our
For New
department?
Jersey?
No.
For New
Our
Jersey?
department?
Yeah.
No. See, that's the state. The
That's the state.
Yeah, the state has one mandate. The county has another mandate. The township has another mandate.
Right.
Have you read the Monmouth County rules and regs for police officers? Have you? Yeah, yes or no? Yes or no? One. Only two answers I'll accept. Yes or no? Yes or no? Come on.
I don't answer questions, sir.
Oh,
See,
yeah. Because we caught you. That's why.
Okay, listen.
When you don't have the
Do me,
knowledge,
do me a
you're
favor,
playing games.
Sergio.
Come on.
Right.
You just came here to find out
Right.
what you're...
Yeah, and I told you, sir, what I was doing here. I'm not causing anybody harm.
Well,
I'm just
that's it.
walking around. I was over at the courthouse
Let me ask you.
asking questions, and they didn't even bother me. They allowed me to do filming. I
Okay.
picked up a little
Okay,
bulletins,
that's fine.
for
I understand
my
that.
friends, because some of
I
them,
understand that.
they gotta get away from drugs and stuff.
Okay.
But
That's fine.
and I told you the reason why I'm here. So
Why choose Marlboro? What's
Marlboro?
Yeah.
Yeah,
why,
where do
why,
you
why
live?
choose our town?
Why choose
Why
our town?
here?
Yeah.
I could choose any town, sir. I could choose
I know,
here,
but I know.
Howell.
We're
We're
asking you a
asking
question.
why
Why here?
Oh, sir,
and
look at this. You got the beautiful
Why-
park. You got a beautiful area.
Great place.
Oh, I'll be there soon. I'll be there soon too, sir.
Howell Township has a great spot too.
I'll be there soon.
Down
Now
there.
that you're telling me.
Okay.
All right.
Hamilton, places outside of this county. This is a great state to live in. Great
Yeah,
state
I
to
love the
visit.
state. I live in Jersey, but like I said,
You live here your whole life or not?
I want to say half of my life here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old?
24.
24. All right. Cool.
See, I'm answering my questions, right?
Yeah, because we're talking.
Except we're talking. I'm not doing anything illegal, right? But I don't have to give you
First off, we're not
everything,
saying
my
you
own
are doing
information,
anything
right?
illegal. You're the person that continues to keep saying that.
Because you're asking for my ID.
Okay.
What am I supposed to do?
And I basically told you why I asked you for your ID is because the activity was suspicious. That's the reason why I'm asking you for your identification, Sergio.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And you came here, you find out what I was doing, you find out my intentions. I told you I'm filming the facility.
Okay.
All right, and that was it. I pretty much I'm complying with you guys. Told you my name, told you my age. I told you that I'm a New Jersey resident. What more do you need, sir?
Totally, sir.
Sir,
So you're only answering the questions that you want to answer, Sergio.
what do you need my name for, sir?
Is there-
What are
is there
you
a
gonna do that
reason-
for?
No, but hang on. Is there a reason that you believe?
Why don't you film
we
it in the
should
state where
not
you live
know
in? Why don't you
your
film
name?
it in the town that you live in?
I did. I filmed there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the response that you got from the police department there?
Oh, they were actually very, very professional.
Okay.
They allowed me to do it. I told
Have
them.
they been professional with you so far?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
So
And
is there a
and
reason that you would not want us to know your name? Do you have some type of criminal history? Are you currently wanted by the police? for some
no, I'm
type
not
of
wanted,
issue?
sir. Not wanted.
Okay, but how would we know that? Because now
Because I'm telling you.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
If I was wanted, I wouldn't be wandering the streets. That's the thing.
You'd be surprised. There are very
Nah.
foolish people out
Oh,
there.
I'm not one of them. I know.
I don't know that either. You know, people
Sir,
like
I
us
walked
every
in
single
the
day.
police
I
station,
understand that.
you know.
But as an act of good faith, we need people to trust us the same way we trust them. Now,
Well,
you're getting. Hang on. Right before you go, because I'm sure this is gonna be on YouTube, and all the kids are gonna fuck that pig, fuck this.
No,
pig.
not even that.
It's
no, it's not even that. I'm recording this because I wanna see Marlboro Township Police is doing their job and their knowledge of our rights.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, again, now let's go back to the whole.
Mm-hmm.
You. I'm not gonna say refusing, but being unwilling to identify yourself. All right, your name's Sergio. That's all I got so far. I know you're 24 years old.
There you go.
Somewhere in the 1995, 1996 range.
There you got that. You got that right. Yep.
So, what I want to know, that's all I want to see is that I have a record of who I spoke to. All right. Say you go down to another police department later on, and something goes sideways. Say you go down to a you know how the world's all camered up now. Not just these cameras.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the cameras
Exactly.
here, all around here. All around
yes,
there,
I'm aware of that.
Lots, stores, whatever. You happen to be walking through a parking lot, see somebody, somebody's car door open, car window open. See something nice. I'm not accusing you of doing this. I'm not saying you're the type of person that would do this, but in the event that something like that happens,
we're gonna cut this short right now. Yeah. I'm gonna explain something to you, Sergio, and I'm gonna get right to the point to you. You have every right to film.
Thank you.
You can listen. Let me finish. You have every right to film, but as soon as you stop the day-to-day operations of any public or of any municipal function of the township of Marlborough, you can be arrested for disorderly persons offense, because now you've disrupted the governmental functions of these people working here. Okay, do you understand that?
Can I speak now, sir?
Well, you could speak because whoever the person is that's telling you to say whatever you're saying on here has no idea what they're talking about. Okay, so you can hook up Facebook Live or whatever this thing is on that you're on to exercise your right. You have every right to do that.
Right.
But I'm telling you, as soon as you stop the day-to-day operations of the function of the government, you're interfering.
And what exactly am I? All I did was
didn't say you were doing anything.
Oh, okay. But you're saying
when you do that.
Okay. So I haven't, right? I haven't done it, right?
No.
Okay.
Listen to what I am saying.
All right.
When you do that, then it would be a totally different story. Okay.
All right.
Have a good day, Sergio.
Thank you. Thank you. You too. Thank you, officers.
All right, later, Sergio.
Thank you. This is Marlborough Township Police. Oh, yeah, it's very windy out here. Yeah. Yeah, careful. There you go, guys.
So at the beginning of this ordeal, the cops were very adamant that For the People's Rights was very suspicious because he was holding a camera inside this public building. Now remember, reasonable suspicion means that any reasonable person would suspect that a crime was in the process of being committed, had been committed, or was going to be committed very soon. Now taking photographs and video of things that are plainly visible in public spaces is a constitutional right, and that includes the outside of federal buildings, as well as transportation facilities, police, and other government officials carrying out their public duties. So clearly, holding a camera inside this public building is not a crime, which means there's no reasonable suspicion that a crime has been committed. So no crime, no ID. Sorry.
Well, I generally don't talk to law enforcement, but I'll be polite and give you one good question, so make it good.
Oh, they want to know what you're doing out here.
I told them.
Okay. Are you with the Postal Service?
I'm not. That was your question.
Okay.
I will say this. I'm an independent journalist. I'm gathering content for a story I'm doing.
Okay.
And I want video of postal trucks coming in and out.
Do you have some idea on you?
Well, have I done something wrong?
I'm just making contact with you. On my request, you're required to show it to me.
That's not true.
Yes, sir, it is. Because I have a right to be here talking to you because it's under suspicious circumstances.
Okay.
I was called to be here.
All right.
I'm not contacting. If I was contacting you just on my own free will, you might have a case. But since I'm on a call because they want to know what you're doing, I have a right to be here. I have a right to contact you. By my request, you need to show me your driver's license or Texas ID, whatever, or just some form of ID.
I don't have it on me.
Okay. Do you have a Texas driver's license in your name or a Texas ID?
I'm gonna invoke my fifth at this time and remain silent.
Okay. Then I'm going to ask you to leave.
Public sidewalk?
No, sir. I can give you a ride if you like me to.
I'm on a public street. You can't make me leave.
No, I will give you a ride for failed ID.
I'm well aware of 3802, sir.
Okay.
The last time I read it, suspicious activity or because you got called out here was not part of the code. There's A in section B and there is no C.
All right.
So I'm aware of the law.
Okay, I'm sure you are. But you know I have a right to contact you.
You have a right to contact me.
Request your identification.
And I have a right to say no unless you're lawfully arresting me.
You need to read the penal code again.
I'm aware. I can quote it for you, sir.
Okay.
Do you want me to do that? A person commits an offense if he A, intentionally refuses to give his name, address, let me finish, and residential address to a peace officer who has lawfully arrested the individual. And there is section B that says, if I intentionally provide false information to a peace officer who has lawfully detained me, lawfully arrested me, or if I'm a witness to a crime. There is no C. And you can get your supervisor out here.
Let's go across another unit.
You're being live streamed as well. Okay, guys, so he is requesting another unit here, and he is adamant about misquoting Texas Penal Code 3802. This is Officer Hintz, H-I-N-T-Z. What's your badge number?
6200.
Okay, 6200. Are you TCOL certified, sir?
Of course.
Okay, then you should have gotten the mandatory update on public photography. Remember that?
No, not public photography.
Well, you should have gotten the mandatory. There was mandatory training about it. If you're TCOL certified, you should have got it.
Public photography?
Yep.
Never heard of it.
Filming from public right-of-way is a First Amendment protected activity. Doesn't matter what I can see, you can't trespass my eyes.
Okay. Again, that's news to me.
So what crime have I committed?
I'm asking for your identification.
I don't care. You didn't answer my question. What crime?
I haven't committed a crime.
Okay, then I'm not lawfully required to give you ID. You have every right to ask, and I have every right to decline that.
Okay. I'm going to give you that right now, right? Because I say I don't know what they have against you right now, but I'm going to go contact them. And if they feel like they've got something against you, then I'll recontact you. Because right now you are in their driveway.
They did not install this.
This is part of their driveway.
They did not install this right here.
No, but this is part of their driveway.
Okay, it's not. This is city property.
I probably get city out here, probably contest.
Go ahead.
But
am I being detained right now?
No, sir, I'm not detained.
Okay, see you later. And that right there is...
When a police officer threatens a citizen to give them a ride to jail if they do not provide identification based solely on a received call, it raises concerns about the officer's training and knowledge on the actual law he's trying to enforce. Simply receiving the call does not automatically grant the officer authority to demand identification without reasonable articulable suspicion that a crime was committed. It's important to note that the responsibility for training and retraining officers typically falls on the individual law enforcement agency, and this department is due for some retraining. Now, like we talked about in the previous episode, the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement, known as TCOL, which News Now Dallas also referred to in this clip, TCOL plays a crucial role in setting training standards in Texas. The goal of retraining or additional training is to promote professionalism, accountability, and respect for individuals' constitutional rights. Law enforcement officers swear an oath to protect their constitutional rights, so we should always hold them accountable to ensure they're doing so. Head on over to News Now Dallas channel after this video and let them know we didn't forget about this classic audit. Let's continue.
How's it going? What's your name and your badge number?
Officer Bremer.
Bremer. And what's your name and badge number?
Long story short, it sounds like whatever you were doing at the bank, they don't want you to be over there.
I was on the public sidewalk recording.
Okay, well, they said whatever you were doing, they just don't want you over there anymore.
I was on the public sidewalk. They can't tell me not to be on the public sidewalk.
Man. That's
I know. I'm just. You want to go over there?
No, really.
We can go over there. I told them they came outside. Let me calm down. They came outside. The guy, Aaron, he said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm an independent journalist. I'm just gathering content on the story." I was walking all the way up down Truman, and I walked down there to record the train. And then the lady came out. She said, "Hey, you can't record the bank." I said, "Ma'am, I'm on public property." So
yeah, but you could see why that would kind of make them uncomfortable, right? I mean, it's a bank.
You can't even see nothing.
I know, but they don't know that.
Yeah, you can. If you stand outside and you look at the bank, you can't see anything. The windows is tinted. It's a reflect.
Do you have an ID on you?
Do I need an ID?
Yes.
For what? What crime have I committed?
They identified you. You just identified yourself as being over there.
On the sidewalk.
I'm investigating.
Okay. What crime?
This is.
What crime?
Possible trespass.
I was on the sidewalk. I was. How are you going to trespass me and I'm on the sidewalk?
Because they're saying you were on the property.
I got camera footage. Now, if they lying to you, and I show you that they're lying, are you gonna do something to them?
That's between you and them.
Oh no, that's somebody over there is lying. I'm on the public sidewalk. I came all the way up Truman. I walked down there to get the footage of the train. On my way back, I just looked at the bank, and they came running outside. So, yeah, came back over here, walked there, about to go to work.
Okay, so I need your ID.
No, sir.
I do though.
No, you do not. For what crime?
I just told you they put a call on you.
I wasn't. I was on the.
And
I wish I was still on that sidewalk when you pulled up. I wish I was on the sidewalk. I was right here, sir. No, I'm not. No, I'm not obligated. No, I'm not obligated to give you my ID.
I just told you.
Because I haven't committed no crime. No crime was committed, sir.
Brother, is your tags aren't coming back on file. Okay. For the Kansas registration, do you have the registration paperwork for it? You can hold your phone up and zoom.
No, it's okay. No, I'm trying to
asking
be.
you a legitimate question. Do you have the registration for the vehicle?
Hey, you guys. So this is when, and I had my selfie stick out when I was recording. I was on the public side.
Now you're redirecting against my question of.
I don't have to answer your question.
I asked you if you have the registration information for your vehicle that you drove here on the Missouri roadway that is unregistered as of right now. Now it doesn't go back through our system. We ran it through out of Kansas.
Go ahead.
Now we need to verify to make sure. So that's why I'm asking you if you have the paperwork.
You didn't see me drive the car.
How else did you get here?
It don't matter.
How else did you get
It don't matter, sir.
It does.
It does. And if you see that came from a dealership. No, listen. If I committed a crime, I will give you my ID. That's what reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime. I was standing on that sidewalk, sir. Why would you try to infringe on my rights?
So let me get this straight. So
why would you try to infringe on my rights, Mr. Brimmer?
You're gonna stand outside of a bank.
No, I walked.
I heard you.
Okay.
So you're gonna stand outside of a bank.
Okay.
Midday, videotaping the bank, and you don't think that's gonna make the employees extremely uncomfortable?
See, where they get uncomfortable.
You're in the inner city.
Listen,
do you stay in Kansas?
Their uncomfortability don't stop my right.
Of Casey Mo, okay, so that makes most businesses extremely uncomfortable.
And what's up with your buddy, man?
So now that you've identified yourself now as the one being
standing on the sidewalk,
videotaping them and making them feel uncomfortable.
No, I came to
issue the verbal warning.
No, listen.
Which is what we're trying to do, so we can send you about your way. You're refusing to give your information.
No. What happened is.
I'm only going to ask you one more time, and then
I'm
just going to have to cuff you up, man. And I don't want to do that.
Can you get your supervisor out here, please? Can you get your supervisor, please? Because I was on the sidewalk. You know what I would have liked to happen when you guys pulled up and they called you guys? Hey, where was he standing at? Was he on you guys' property? You should have. What I would have liked is, sir, when you pulled up and they told you what happened, hey, he was on the sidewalk. He has every right to record on the sidewalk. I wasn't even coming to the bank. I was coming to get the train.
There's officers that monitor the city cameras that saw you verbatim on their property.
That's a lie.
It's in the call notes.
Okay, do you want me to stop this video and show you?
No, I would like to get your information so I could issue the verbal warning and send you about your way.
I wasn't on their property. That's how trespass works. Trespass, if you're on the property, they tell you to leave. That's how it go. They give you a chance to leave, and then you're trespassed.
And they don't know that you have a selfie stick. Why would citizens that are probably unarmed come and approach you?
You say that one more time?
Why? Okay, so first off, you're videotaping, you're standing outside, you're being extremely suspicious. They can't tell that that's a selfie stick. Why would citizens...
They can't tell. It was like this.
Are you going to ask me a question and then not let me...
I was like, Aaron came outside and talked to me. We had a good dialogue.
That's not what the lady on the phone said to put in the call about you.
I can show you the video. Y'all want to see the video?
No, I'd like to get your information so I can send you away.
For reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime.
I gave you all the reasons.
You did not, sir. I'm just wait. Let's just wait for the supervisor. Let's just see what the supervisor say when he get here. This is wild.
Okay, well, I don't like your movement, so I'm gonna.
What I'm doing?
You. I don't. You keep backing away from.
No,
the
no, I'm not doing anything.
Suspicious.
Why are y'all taking my cat? Y'all gonna stop my video? I'm not going anywhere.
I'll set it down there.
But you keep backing up towards the road, and I don't like that.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
And the fact that you're refusing to give us any sort of information, we're just gonna sit you on the curb, brother.
Keep reaching into your pocket.
Ain't nothing in my pocket.
I don't like all the jets.
Can I get my? Can I hold that, please?
No.
Over here at the corner.
Okay, I'll just put it on the hood.
Yeah. They said we can get the car towed out here.
Come on, why would you?
What do you say about that?
Can I really stand? Can I please stand?
I'd like you to sit down. I don't like the way you're moving.
What am I? I'm in cuffs. I'm not. Ain't nothing in my pocket. My portable charger. Pat me down. Come on, pat me down. I have nothing on me. I have my portable charger.
Are you giving me consent to search your person?
No, sir, man.
Okay, then have a seat.
Can I stand?
No, you cannot. Have a seat.
Come on.
Cross your ankles, partner.
This is.
For our policy, when we sit you down, you need to kick your legs out and cross them.
Oh my God.
So are you going to refuse another lawful order?
I'm not refusing. First of all, you got me detained.
Yes,
for what
correct.
crime? I'm on a public sidewalk. This is
point,
illegal detainment.
At this
This
point,
is an illegal detainment.
And I literally just said that I would like to let you go.
This is illegal, sir. This is illegal.
Well, you can keep cutting me off. But the way that you're acting, as of right now, we've given you multiple commands and you're not abiding by those.
I don't have to follow your commands if I haven't committed a crime, sir.
You don't have to follow.
Not if I haven't committed no crime.
When
it's not lawful if I haven't committed a crime. It's not lawful if I haven't committed a crime. Mr. Bremer actually did a real good job, but you know, they came, they asked me for my ID. I said, what crime have I committed? Because if I haven't committed a crime, I'm not obligated to show an ID. So that's what I told the guy. And Mr. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He got offended when I said that. I said, listen here, I'm just exercising my rights today. Okay. The First Amendment to record in public. That's all I've been doing, sir. You just seem like you just kind of took it personal. That's why I just said, hey, instead of going back and forth, let's get a captain or you guys supervise.
1 second.
I already sent you home, man.
Yeah, he's the captain from the coach.
Well, he's about to tell him the same thing he told you.
Okay.
We can't verbally trespass somebody we don't know.
You can't trespass with
I get what you're saying.
Plain view doctrine.
Just there.
Plain view doctrine. Look at this. They taking cuffs off me.
Yeah, I told you were detained.
Illegal.
Now you've just been.
He illegally cuffed me.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So they pulled up, y'all. They cuffed me, man. Yes. 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 Look, Cordova, man. Yes.
When police officers approach and detain an individual, cuffing him and forcing him to sit on the curb like a criminal simply for filming on a public sidewalk, it reveals a troubling misuse of authority and a blatant disregard for constitutional rights. Such actions not only infringe upon the First Amendment, but also expose a severe lack of understanding and professionalism among the officers involved. The behavior of the police officers in this scenario clearly illustrates a reliance on personal feelings rather than adherence to the law. Instead of respecting the man's rights and addressing the situation professionally, the officers acted out of a misguided sense of authority driven by their egos. While the supervisor's intervention rectified the immediate situation, it underscores the failure of the initial officers to act within the bounds of the law. This discrepancy in conduct points to a need for comprehensive training and accountability within the police force. Uneducated and dangerous officers pose a significant threat to public safety and trust in law enforcement. When police officers do not understand or respect the rights they are sworn to protect, they become liabilities rather than protectors. Let's continue.
We got a report that you're taking photos and filming out there. Is there a reason why you're doing that?
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer questions?
No, but
okay.
I'm not. Just so you know, though, I have no ill will intent against anyone. I've already talked to several other people, some high-ranking officers.
Okay. I understand. So can I see your ID, sir? So I
don't have my ID on me. It's not required since I'm not driving.
You are at the sheriff's office here.
And I said visitor.
This is a security facility.
I'm not inside the security.
I understand.
I'm a visitor.
You're taking videos and photographs of a secured facility.
Not illegal.
Absolutely, sir.
Actually, you can check with Homeland Security. It's not illegal.
Okay.
You guys work for us. I'm not giving you my ID unless it's going to be under threat of arrest.
I am asking you to identify.
I'm not going to.
I am asking you.
At this point, I plead the fifth.
Yourself.
No further questions. Unless I'm going to be arrested, I will identify myself. And then I will report you. What's your badge number, first of all?
Okay. Again,
if you have a badge.
Can you please set that phone down? You can set it right here.
I'm not going to set my phone down.
I said, sir,
I need to hold accountability for my employees.
Sir, you're at the sheriff's department.
On public access.
You are taking video and photograph of
Am I being
our
detained?
jail facility. Yes, you are right now at this point. So therefore, because you're being
Would you like me to
detained,
put my bike down?
Sir, you can put your bike down. Do you have any weapons on you at all?
Nope.
Okay, do you have any knives on you at all?
Nope.
You're in a facility.
A knife is a weapon.
You are in a facility. You saw the signs. You're not allowed to bring any weapons. So therefore,
I don't have any weapons.
Okay. Okay. Can I frisk you?
Nope.
Okay. Sir, again, put that phone down for me.
No, I'm not going to put the phone down.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it.
Is that right, anyone?
I wouldn't come onto a sheriff's property visiting on there with weapons.
Can I ask
and one of your other undercover officers, well, not undercover, sorry, let me repeat that.
Can you start another unit for me?
One of your off-duty officers even told me I can come up and check out the memorial, which I just got videos of that too.
Absolutely, but you're over there. I saw you walking.
Yeah, on the sidewalk. I've never once passed any place where there's signs saying restricted access. Never.
You understand, sir, that this is the
I understand it. You're welcome to come out and check, but it said this is visitor parking as well, and public access. You work for me. These are my tax dollars at work. I want to come and check on my employees and my facility, honestly. So I'm not doing anything wrong.
I'm
going to put my bike down, so I'm not doing anything wrong.
Go ahead and put it down. Let's get out of the room. Again, put that phone down
No,
for me.
I'm not going to put the phone down.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
Just so you don't have to worry about me, I'm not going to consent to any searches, but I'll let you pat me down, though. That way you can check if there's any weapons, so you don't have to feel uncomfortable if I put my hand in my pocket or something.
You do understand where I'm coming at with that. Like I said, I have nothing against you.
Would you like to pat me down, yes or no?
Yes.
Go ahead.
If you allow me to,
I'm
absolutely. What you got to do, like I said, as a law enforcement officer, I get a complaint, because that's why the reason I'm talking to you, of a suspicious person that's out here videotaping the facility.
So recording our public facilities that are paid by our tax dollars is suspicious.
I explained to you why.
Wow.
What the complaint is.
You've already detained me once without identifying yourself. You said I'm free to go at this point, that I'm clear, but you still have no name tag. You haven't identified yourself. Do you go by badge number, employee number, or name? How do you go by?
I go by deputy sheriff, sir.
Okay, I'd like you to identify your name, because I am going to be making a formal complaint.
Absolutely.
I would like
this is a building where
I will be coming there. I'd like your name. Okay. I don't want to have to go in there and making you look bad because you refuse to identify yourself.
You do what you got to do. I do not, again, do what you got to do.
Are you not going to identify yourself?
I would appreciate, again, if...
And why don't you like me recording you?
I'm not saying I don't want you to
record me. You told me about 3 times, 5 times.
I didn't say not record me.
You told me stop recording. You told me to put the camera down.
Again, for security reasons.
When I was recording you, though, you told me to put the camera down.
Yes, I asked you to put a camera down so we can speak.
And I noticed you have no body cam, so of course I'm going to record for my safety.
Right. Again, this facility.
You're also being live streamed, just so you know.
Okay, that's fine. Again, do what you got to do. Again, is there a reason why?
Identify yourself, and I might answer 1 or 2 questions at my leisure.
Well, again, you're not being forthcoming with me.
I can't be forthcoming to someone who hasn't identified yourself.
Okay.
All I know is you have a badge, you have a gun, you're an armed person. I don't know if you're in a gang. I don't know if you're an imposter. How do I know who you are?
I see. Okay. All right.
Tell me what. You tell me your birth date, your name, your last name, where you live, and maybe I'll give you mine.
Okay.
Probably not though. I thought you were calling for backup.
I'm not calling for backup.
I heard you calling for another unit before.
I did. I said so. We have.
But now that you pat me down, so okay.
Say again.
Well, now that you pat me down, it's probably not necessary.
Okay. Again.
Can you call a supervisor, please? I'm requesting a supervisor.
What do we need a supervisor for?
I'm requesting a supervisor.
Why do we need a supervisor?
Is it not your policy to, if someone asks?
No.
I'd like a supervisor.
Why do you need a supervisor?
I'd like a supervisor.
You tell me why you want a supervisor.
I'll talk to the supervisor. I don't feel comfortable talking to you anymore.
Okay. Would you like to step in our office?
Nope. I'd like to say here we're in public where nothing bad happens to me, and I'd like your supervisor.
Okay.
Please call your supervisor. Are you not going to call your supervisor?
No.
So you're refusing a supervisor to a citizen who pays your salary.
There's no reason for me to call a supervisor.
There is a reason.
Do you want to lodge a complaint?
Would you like?
Do you want to lodge a complaint?
Would you like the reason?
Do you want to lodge a complaint?
Would you like the reason?
I said again. Would you like to lodge a complaint?
I'd like to talk to your supervisor.
Okay, if you want to lodge a complaint, absolutely. I'll be more than happy to have a sergeant contact you.
Yes, have him contact me. Have him come over here.
Can you provide me with your phone number?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
You haven't identified yourself. How are you doing?
Okay.
Can I get your name and badge number?
I'm Officer Aberzini with the Saline Police Department.
Appreciate it, being professional.
Well, you don't need me any further.
No,
I don't know if you want me to talk with him, but it's up to you guys. Whatever your contact
No, I don't know if he called you or who called you. Yeah. But if you would let him know that.
Sergeant or anything come in? Or?
What's that? Yeah, a sergeant's coming over.
Okay.
So now that he's here, you have a sergeant. But when I asked you for a supervisor, you weren't going to call anyone. Why is that?
Well, because you're not cooperating with me. Why should I cooperate with you?
How am I not cooperating?
Well, did I?
How am I not ask in front of this officer? How was I not cooperating?
Again,
I have everything on film.
I got a sergeant coming. No worries.
No, see, he doesn't want to answer in front of you because he knows I didn't do anything. Did I not let you pat down voluntarily?
Okay.
Did I let you pat me down?
Have I done anything to you?
Did I let you pat me down?
That you think I violated any of your rights?
He even asked me to stop recording him, and I'm not talking about when I was over there.
I did.
When I came over here, just recording him, he asked me to stop recording him because I don't know what kind of shady stuff he's going to do.
Okay.
Don't like the light, go back inside. Don't mean to be rude, you're very respectful, but this guy approached me wrong. So I am a little unhappy right now. Especially that he didn't call a supervisor when I asked him 5 times. Probably asked him about a half dozen times to identify himself. To at least show me your name or a badge number or an employee number, whatever. You represent the, in case I want to make a report.
Again, I asked you if you wanted to lodge a complaint. You wouldn't answer me.
And my question is, why did you detain me without identifying yourself? Originally.
I'm in uniform.
You're in uniform, but you still have to identify yourself.
I'm a deputy sheriff uniform.
You have to identify yourself.
Okay, all right. Okay.
You could be an undercover cop and come to my house if you have a warrant, but you have to identify yourself. You can't just say you're under arrest.
Did I say you were under arrest?
No, but you can't say you're under arrest. You can't detain someone.
Did I say you were under arrest?
You said I was detained, which was illegal. It was an illegal detainment because you didn't identify yourself.
Okay.
How do I know you didn't just escape out of there and you got a gun?
Right. I hear you.
Because that never happens, right?
Never.
It's only in the movies.
Right.
No one ever escapes.
Right.
I'm not cooperating because I'm recording my public officials.
Would you allow me to talk and explain to you?
I'm not being professional because I'm recording buildings that are paid by my tax dollars.
Would you give me a minute so I can explain to you why? You asked earlier, why do I believe you're suspicious? This is a jail facility. This is known for people to drop off drugs, weapons, packages. How do I know you're not doing that, sir? I do not know that, and that is the reason why I told you.
I've seen several people walk to cars.
Again, you're out here recording personnel.
So is your recording, is that your only suspicion?
You're out here recording personnel. I don't know that. I've never met you
If I was going to do
before.
something sneaky,
Okay,
there's
can you
today's technology.
Can you let me explain to you before
with today's technology, I could wear some glasses that have little microchips in them. I could have a hidden camera.
Okay.
I could hide in the bushes. I mean, I'm not doing that. I'm walking around in public view with my lights on. I'm not hiding from you guys.
It doesn't matter what I say to you. Obviously,
I
you
wasn't
already
hiding
have a
from you.
mindset.
I wasn't hiding from you. Yes, I have a mindset
I
against
did,
you.
Did I ever tell you were hiding from me? I said,
No.
I'm explaining to you.
If I'm not listening to you talk, it's because you were very rude to me earlier. Nope, not going to hold on. You don't. I'm not under your
I'd be more than happy
command.
to take you to a site
I'm
where it
not
says that
under
you're
your
subject
command.
out here for a search if you're within our facility.
I'm not in your facility.
Again,
I'm on the road. Public easement.
Monterey County Jail
I'm on the
facility.
public easement. I haven't went past any restricted signs whatsoever, as I explained to you when you first approached me.
Okay.
And when you illegally detained me.
Again,
And told me to put the camera down. I asked you if you have body cam. You don't have any body cam, so of course I want to record myself for my protection.
Okay. Right.
And telling someone to stop recording you personally while you're on duty with a gun and a badge with no name or anything. Come on, man. That's suspicious if you ask me. All right, well, I'm going to take off. I appreciate your time.
I got the sergeant coming.
That's
Did you
okay.
ask for a sergeant?
I'll come back during regular office hours and make my complaint. And I'll show them your picture that you refuse to identify
yourself.
yourself.
Sergeant's on the way. You asked for a sergeant. Sergeant's on his way.
Yeah, I asked about 30 minutes or 20 minutes ago.
Okay. All right.
And I asked you about 5 times where I have you on film refusing.
Okay.
At this point, I'm going to go home and have some dinner. So have a nice day. I appreciate your help.
Law enforcement officers are expected to follow established protocols and procedures when interacting with the public. This includes respecting citizens' rights and ensuring that any enforcement actions are based on lawful grounds. So unlawfully detaining Anthony goes against protocol and is unconstitutional. Violating an individual's First and Fourth Amendment rights, like we saw in this clip, can contribute to a negative perception of the sheriff's department and continue to hinder efforts to build trust. It's important for law enforcement to emphasize proper training and ethical standards to maintain public confidence and ensure respectful interactions with citizens. Effective communication like identifying yourself with your name and ID number should be a requirement for law enforcement officers. When an officer approaches a citizen like the sheriff deputy approaches Anthony and refuses to state his name and ID number, undermines his oath. Therefore, he doesn't deserve to wear that badge and should be held accountable for his actions. Let's continue.
What's your name, dude?
Huh? Oh, I don't give it. What's up?
Okay, can I get your ID?
For what? No, I don't get it unless I
trespassing right now.
No, I only give if I commit a crime.
Okay, well you are a suspect in a crime.
No, actually I'm not.
I will take your ID. That is lawful order.
That's a lawful order?
Yes,
I don't have ID on me.
Okay, I will
so
take
it wouldn't
your
matter
name,
anyways.
date of birth,
Yes, you heard correctly, folks. Deputy Key was going to take my ID.
My name and date of birth? If I committed a crime, I'll do it, but I haven't committed a crime. I'm not going to give it. Yeah, if I committed a crime, that's why we're out here. That's why we have all this body camera.
I'm very aware.
Right. If you need to, get your sergeant out. They told us. Right. They told us the last time we were good to go. That you guys should be informed this time that we're good to go. We don't understand what the problem
is. And you
is.
are being informed right now that if you do not provide an identification, you will be going to jail.
Okay. Well, then I'll go to jail then, and I'll be filing a complaint against you.
Right.
Yeah.
Put your camera down, please. That way.
Okay.
That's what we're doing, dude.
I don't know about you folks, but it doesn't sound like Deputy Key is too confident about this detainment. Keep watching.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, unfortunately, folks, my camera dies, so it picks up right after the sergeant gets on scene and tells Deputy Key to release me. Keep watching.
Here we left. So, guys, I was just put in handcuffs by this Deputy Key. Wait for the camera.
Might have still been here,
wait for YouTube.
They went inside to talk. I don't know.
For the complaints, guys, his badge number is going to be 4823, guys. This is Deputy Osborne, 4662. And a sergeant over there, because these are the folks that called the police on us in the first place. This guy here. This woman who is not informed on the loss.
Right. You were warned that one time, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, wherever it was. No, in the morning because. Yeah, no one warned you last time.
Right. Now we told him that too. He still put me in handcuffs though.
Well, he had the right to at that point.
Put me in handcuffs?
Yes, he detained you.
You still also have the right to get your ID.
I can all detain you right now. I'm not trying to escalate it. I can't escalate it. Why? You don't need to.
Right.
I'm formally trespassing you. They're formally trespassing. I'm just telling you, verbally telling you as law enforcement. And then you guys, I think we're clear. You guys come back and go past it. You already said it. You know you're trespassing, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that'll be the end of today.
Yep.
Like our interaction.
Right.
Okay?
No, you guys are good to go.
Okay. I hope you guys have a blessed night. We're gonna hang out and talk. At least shake your hand. All right. Yeah.
And you guys' body cams are running, right?
Oh, yeah,
okay. Yeah, we'll be grabbing those. Oh, yeah.
It's been interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
what
no
you're doing,
problem.
okay?
No
I'm glad
problem.
we came up to an agreement and we understand.
Thank you, sir.
Power.
You know, I'll think about putting that complaint in, all right? I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
Once again, the supervisor arrived and directed the officer to uncuff an individual and end the detention. It was a moment of rectification. However, this intervention, while necessary, also highlights a significant concern that the initial decision to detain Sacramento Community Watch was unjustified and should never have occurred. The fact that the supervisor had to step in to correct the officer's actions points to potential gaps in training, oversight, and accountability within the police department. Effective law enforcement requires that officers understand and respect citizens' rights, and that there are mechanisms in place to address and correct misconduct promptly. Unlawful detentions create an adversarial relationship between the police and the communities they serve. When citizens feel that their rights can be violated arbitrarily, it undermines the legitimacy of law enforcement. Building a culture of accountability, transparency, and respect can help bridge the gap between the police and the public. Also, officers must be adequately trained to understand and uphold constitutional rights, and there should be strict accountability measures to address instances of misconduct.
Can you get me a
Back over here.
Can you get me a
Right now, back over here.
Can you get me a supervisor?
Back over here.
Can you get me a supervisor?
Back over here.
What's your name and
Back
badge number,
over
ma'am?
here. Please
Please
go,
don't touch
or
me,
you're
ma'am.
fixing to be arrested.
Okay, well, let me
over
call my attorney.
Go ahead.
Let me call my attorney. I'm
Go
just
ahead.
getting my
Those are
hands out of.
personal vehicles. Don't go over there.
Let me call my attorney.
Go back over here.
What's your name and badge number? Or a supervisor, please. This is public property. This is public property, and now you have made a mistake. Can I get a supervisor out here, please, sir? I want a supervisor. Ma'am, that is not a restricted area. That is public property. Please, can I get a supervisor out here, please? So I thought everything was good, and then we had a tyrant come out and started barking orders and yelling orders. So now we're going to have a problem, seems like. So we're gonna have a problem. How you doing, ma'am? Get a supervisor, please. All right, so that parking lot right there, where those public cars are, that's public property. There's no restricted areas or anything out there. That lady came out barking orders at me, yelling and screaming, telling me to get back over here. So I want her name and badge number to file a formal complaint.
You ain't even got a badge number.
Well, I like her name to file a complaint.
Okay. You'll have to talk to the chief when he gets back Monday.
Monday? So you can't tell me her name now so I can file a complaint while I'm here?
Her name's Jeannie. She's the secretary.
Okay. You understand that that's a, okay.
I'm talking to her, okay?
Please talk to her, because I'm gonna go right back over there and film in a public area.
I know. I didn't bother you when I...
No, you didn't, but she barked orders and yelled and screamed.
And I'm dealing with that.
Thank you. So we'll file a formal complaint on Jenny, the secretary. And we're gonna go right back over here.
So she turned out to be a police secretary. Where did she get her imaginary authority from? You can tell she's used to talking to the public like this, and that's definitely not her first time doing that. A police secretary typically performs administrative assignments within the police department and does not have the same authority as a sworn police officer. Their role usually includes no interaction with the public in a law enforcement capacity. It's the responsibility of police department supervisors to monitor the behavior and conduct of all personnel, including police secretaries. If an employee acts unprofessionally or inappropriately, it's important for supervisors to address the situation and take appropriate corrective actions like we saw here in this clip. Georgia Guardian knew something wasn't right, and he was ready to get his lawyer on the line immediately.
You're asking for my ID. Is it because I'm on private property, or is it because I'm suspicious?
Because we're called here for a suspicious person, that's why that we're here.
Okay, then I don't wish to identify myself.
Well, then we're going to have to talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about it. Do you not want to talk about it anymore?
No, we're not going anywhere.
Oh, okay. Am I free to go? Am I being detained?
No, you're detained right now.
What crime do you suspect? What time? What crime are you detaining me for?
You're not. Like I said, we're right now just looking at your. We call this is called a suspicious person as someone.
Is that a misdemeanor or a felony? Being suspicious. Is that a misdemeanor or a felony? Being suspicious.
We're just trying to identify you.
And I'm trying to figure out why I'm being detained.
All right.
Why am I being detained?
We're trying to figure out who you are and what you're doing here. That's it.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
All right. We didn't say there's any crime right now.
So what am I being detained for?
Because right now it was called as a suspicious person.
What crime do you suspect me of committing to be detaining me right now?
Right now you're parked on private property.
I can't leave because you're detaining me though. What crime do you suspect me of committing to be detaining me right now?
Can I explain, sir?
Is there who's the leader right here?
May I explain?
Who's the leader right here? Are you in charge?
I'm not in charge. No.
Who's in charge? Are you in charge, sir?
No. Our sergeant is occupied right now. Can I explain what's going on?
Don't touch me. No. I won't.
Can I just explain?
No.
You had a question.
What am I being detained for?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer it for you, pal.
Okay.
Okay. So, can I explain?
I'm asking what crime. I'm not asking for an explanation. I'm asking what crime do you suspect me of committing that I'm being detained for right now?
Well, technically, it's trespassing because this is private property.
So
like he explained to you.
But I have to refuse to leave though.
No, not true.
This is where it emanates from.
Everybody wants to give like half a cent.
No, I'm trying to.
You said your supervisor's coming, correct?
No, he's not coming. You asked if I was in charge, and I said no.
Okay. So who's running the show right now? Because everybody's giving me like half a 2 cents.
There's 3 police on scene. 3 police are in charge.
And what crime are you detaining me for currently?
I just answered.
Trespassing?
Trespassing. We need to ID you. We're not trying to charge you with a crime.
You have to have a trespass warning first. You have to give me permission to leave. You can't just give me a ticket for trespassing.
I'm not trying to give you a ticket.
Then what ID? What do you need ID for?
You're detained because of that. I'm not trying to give you a ticket for anything. You understand that?
I don't understand that because
the whole reason why we're out here, if I could explain, whole reason why we're out here. No. You're in an RV parked across from an elementary school.
Correct.
That's the reason why we're here. Because you could probably agree with us that it is suspicious to wait in an RV the entire day across from an elementary school. Wouldn't you agree?
No.
Okay.
That's
well, in the eyes of
subjective.
the law, that is suspicious, and you are
Really? In the eyes of the law, that's suspicious? Where in the law does it say that an RV across from the school is suspicious?
It doesn't have to say it anywhere.
Okay, that's very ambiguous. I understand if y'all want to come out and make contact with me, cool. But to have 3 police officers say, no, you're detained after you make contact with me and I'm willing to leave, that's unacceptable to me. So that's why I'm just not willing to deal with y'all right now. I feel like that's...
Okay.
If you're...
Well, I'm trying to explain it to you.
Well, I mean, what's your end goal here of being here? Do you want me to stay or leave?
We'd like to identify you.
So your whole purpose of stopping here is just to ID me. It's not to get me to leave the property in general. So I don't understand how that helps your basis of trespassing.
I think ultimately it would be best if you left, but right now we need to ID you before anything happens.
Okay, well at this time I like to remain silent.
Okay. I'm just here because I'm a school officer and the school called. That's all.
Okay, I apologize. I don't know if you were working all day, but no one came by to make contact with me earlier.
Here and they saw it.
Okay, yeah. To my point, there's no trespassing signs in front.
No, I get it. My experience, we've had people over here, and I'm not even accusing this. I've had guys taking pictures of kids. We've had sex offenders around. I'm not even on accusing.
I don't even want to. Okay, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Right, okay. Call me a pedophile. No, I didn't. Disgusting. You have get out of here. Freaking disgusting. Have a gun on your hip. I don't consider you a murderer. Ridiculous.
You have somewhere to be?
Again, I wish to remain silent at this point. I'm not... Okay.
No, because what I'm saying to you is, like, we could totally get you on your way if you could just provide us your information. You'd be on your way in 2 minutes. That's the only missing piece.
I don't believe I've committed any crime to be warranting me to ID myself. I feel like criminals have to ID themselves. I haven't done anything wrong.
Sure. If you have nothing to hide, then there's nothing wrong with you providing your information. Right?
If you don't have any law to state that I have to provide ID, then you have no right to ID me.
I just explained it to you.
Well, I disagreed with you, so we're waiting for a sergeant to come, I guess, after his medical call.
We're not obligated to have a sergeant respond here at all.
Okay, and I'm not obligated to answer any of your questions.
Okay, but so nevertheless, you still are detained.
Okay.
And then we'll just...
And I'm not
remain
moving.
Detained for what? The rest of the day?
I don't know. That determines on you. You're running the show right now, not me.
It doesn't determine any... It determines me?
Yes, because you're detaining me. I'm not detaining myself. I would like to leave at this point.
Sure.
You're saying I'm detained, so that's on you. So you're running the show, not me.
Yes, and this entire thing, you'd be on your way in a couple minutes if you just provided your information. But you're refusing to do that. So that's why we're here at a standstill.
Okay.
So we'll just remain at a standstill.
Okay.
So, is there any way I can just see your license and then you'll be moved on your way? That's it. If we already know what the registration is on the vehicle and all that stuff.
Again, I don't wish to answer your questions, and I wish to remain silent at this point.
Okay. But listen. Right now you're on township property. That's what we're talking about. And we're just asking just for your driver's license. That's it. We identified who owns the vehicle and you said it was you, correct? You're Matthew Prevo? We just wanted this done so then we can get out of your hair here. That's all that we're looking to do here. We're not looking to violate any rights or anything like that. You can, like I said, we're on recording as well. We all have our body cameras on and our MVRs on right now. All right? That's all we need to know. And then we're going to get out of your hair. That's all that we need. Confirmed it with the DL picture. Did you? Mm-hmm. All right, so I don't really know what the big deal is here, but you can go.
So I'm not longer being detained?
No, we finally identified.
Excellent, thank you very much.
Police officers often target individuals based on subjective assessments of suspicious behavior. This practice can lead to profiling and discrimination, as suspicious is a nebulous term that can be influenced by personal biases. Suspicious behavior in itself is not a crime. It is neither a misdemeanor nor a felony. Detaining someone solely on the basis of suspicion without further evidence is not only legally unjustifiable, but also ethically problematic. Knowing your rights is paramount in situations like these. The Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution protects citizens against unreasonable searches and seizures. This means that law enforcement officers must have reasonable suspicion or probable cause to detain an individual or demand identification. Suspicion alone, without any concrete evidence of wrongdoing, does not meet this legal standard. By understanding these rights, individuals can assert their protections and challenge unlawful detentions thereby safeguarding their freedom and dignity. But that's going to do it for this video. Much love to these awesome creators. Again, make sure you use the links in the description to go check out their channels and show them some love. And if you're not already, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you won't miss the next episode.